Alright guys, so I did say I was only going to react to Mr. Shawn B if he did something absolutely wild. However, his rants have been becoming a little more unhinged, so I decided to just, wait it out and then make another video. So for those of you who are new to the channel, I do film trains, of course, but I decided to become a little tea channel, spilling the tea on Mr. Shawn B. So recently, his rants are becoming a little more unhinged, per se, and he went radio silent a little off and on throughout the month. And I am going to play some of his rants. However, I am going to have to mute the words he uses so my account does not get flagged or the video doesn't get age restricted, because YouTube will slowly starting to crack down on him with age restriction. So Shawn posted a video confronting the APM creeper once again, still being a punk bitch.
9:15, and guess who it is? The APM, the stalking waste of life piece of shit, driving 4091 just like he is every fucking night. Let's see if this piece of shit wants to come out of his fucking train and harass me in person, shall we? Hey, shitbag! I'm right fucking here! You wanna harass me? Why don't you get out of that train and come over here on private property? Come on! I'm right fucking here! Right here! I can see you looking at me! Come on! You wanna harass me? You think it's funny? Why don't you get out of that train and come on private property? Huh? You wanna harass me? Every fucking night? Why don't you get out here and come on private property, you piece of shit? Yeah? Come here. Come on, bring it. Ooh. Yeah, punk ass pussy hiding in his fucking train, harassing people because he's a punk bitch.
I don't know how many times we have to tell you, Mr. B, but they're not stalking you. You live by a yard. So of course, if you're by a busy yard where trains will come in and out, then of course around the same time every day, the train's gonna wait for clearance at your house. It just depends on the timetable they get, or the train traffic, or any other things that could pop up that could hold him by your house for 30 minutes or an hour or so. So you can see YouTube has age restricted this video. Now the creator themselves can age restrict the video if the content is not suitable for people under 18, and YouTube themselves can age restrict the video if it does not follow their community guidelines. And when your video is age restricted, that means you have to be over 18 to watch the video. So like when you go on the video, you're going to get a prompt that tries to confirm that you have to click you're over 18. You can't watch the video on an embedded site like Reddit or maybe someone's website. You have to be on YouTube to watch it. And I think the video won't get monetized, and I think the video will be suppressed. YouTube kind of suppresses the reach because age restriction means that like you can't embed the video, because most views from YouTube come from people watching from Reddit or maybe a website or any other site where you can embed videos and watch from there.
10 p.m. day after Christmas, still being harassed by this piece of shit driving 4091. Right fucking here. I'm right fucking here. Right fucking here on public property. Right fucking here on public property. You got a fucking problem? Come on. Right here on fucking public property, you piece of shit. Same motherfucker I've called the cops on. Same motherfucker I've had various complaints about. And here this piece of shit is parked right in the middle of the fucking road. Doing this shit on purpose. I'm right fucking here. Why don't you stop being a bitch and get out of that fucking train? You gotta fucking stalk me. Where the fuck you going, huh? You made it a point to stop right in front of my house. You got a fucking problem. Where you fucking going, huh? Why don't you fucking get out of that train? Right fucking here. Right here. Go ahead, I'm not moving. You wanna stalk me with a fucking train? You wanna harass me and my neighbors with a fucking train? Bruh. 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 Nobody's gonna stop me. Right here? Is right here on private property good enough? Right here on private property good? What? You gonna get out of the train now? Yeah, I'm gonna stop this video so I can call 911 again on this same piece of shit right here.
Police radio chatter about him about 2 days ago on the local scanner that they had a request from an agency to chat with him. Then Shawn went silent. I suspect he was contacted and advised to stop his activities, stay on his own property, etc. Note he is inside his house, not outside shouting and disrupting the peace. He is harmless from inside his home. The Union Pacific can easily sue him for defamation if they choose so. Because he's always saying that they're like stalking him, they're peeping Toms. And then there was a comment that just made me like, what? So Chevy is king. They said, as a former Union Pacific employee, please sue him. Then I said that I think every crew that had to wait for clearance by his house, should band together. Maybe band together for a call to action for Union Pacific to press charges against Shawn and make sure that he does not win this time. What I mean by this time, in his video when the cops were called on him, when the cops said that Shawn will be arrested for harassment third if he harasses the call center again. Shawn said that, the Union Pacific has pressed charges against him before and he won. Sorry. As you look at that screenshot that I showed you, and I said that, any crew that had to wait for clearance or do a crew swap, etc. by Shawn's house, band together with Union Pacific to sue Shawn and make sure he does not win the case. Because in his video with the cop, and the cop said that, I will arrest you for harassment third, if you keep calling the Union Pacific's call center, right? Then Shawn said that the Union Pacific has pressed charges against him before and he won. So what I mean is, maybe if enough of the Union Pacific crew that were out when Shawn harassed them, then maybe there's a chance that that Shawn will not win. That's when the guy said that Shawn came out assaulting the guy with food. Like, these poor workers are just doing their job, and Shawn acts like they're orchestrating some plot against him or something. That's what I don't understand. And I did go through the screenshots where a commenter had said that, there was police chatter on the radio regarding Shawn's activities, and this was after he was silent. This was speculation. And I saw a screenshot from Shawn B meme page on Instagram where they follow a Council Bluffs scanner page that looked like it was from Facebook, where it implied that the cops may have been dispatched to Shawn's house again. Then this was after Christmas. These things I'm talking about, the little comments from that guy and such. Now after New Year, he posted a video I showed you where he was saying the Council Plus the police he's the problem and he's being harassed and targeted, blah blah blah. Then that's when he was radio silent for 5 days, and that's when people speculated that he may have been arrested. Now I suspect it could have been a court order hold. Like, I don't know a lot about the law in this case, because Shawn's harassing a train company, so I don't really know the law surrounding this outside of what the cop said when the cop was in this video. So I'm wondering, did the Union Pacific file an emergency court order to have Shawn detained for the 5 days he was radio silent? And the reason I bring that up is because Shawn said something very interesting in his video 2024, the year the Union Pacific finally pays for their crimes and some shite. And you'll see what I'm talking about.
You want to keep pissing people off down here? Eventually you're gonna piss off the wrong motherfucker who just got out of jail.
Okay, so that gave me the idea that it's possible that Shawn might have been detained for those 5 days he was radio silent, because he said they're gonna piss off the wrong person who just got out of jail. And we know that the only person who would be mad enough at a train to go to jail in the first place is, drumroll please, Mr. Shawn B. Now, Shawn is not the brightest tool in the shed. If the Union Pacific filed a court order for the cops to go to his house and arrest him and I guess detain him temporarily, I would assume Union Pacific put all crew on notice who will have to run trains in his neighborhood or wait for clearance at his neighborhood that, if this guy comes up to your locomotive and starts hollering and yelling, to radio 911, and then the police will be sent out there. Now then, Shawn posted another video before his third temporary radio silence. Shawn has been radio silent since Christmas. I lost track of how many there were at this point, since after Christmas. So here's like another threat he spewed. I just don't know when is this man gonna learn.
And he wonders how long it's gonna take before somebody yanks his ass out of that fucking train and beats him to a pulp.
Mr. B is clearly, he's angry at a train. Now, he calls the crew APM creeper because he think when the train is parked where it is in that other video I just showed you, he thinks the crew is looking inside the house. And I remember I did a point of view skit, but I had to keep it G because to avoid TikTok or Facebook taking it down, because he calls them the APM creeper. We know what creepers do, right? So for the sake of keeping the skit G, I did a point of view skit where he thinks the crew is looking at the family watching football and having dinner, and they're actually doing is probably playing Go Fish until dispatch tells them the line is clear. I got a small corny joke, but at this rate, if you are a Union Pacific conductor / engineer and y'all gotta wait for clearance by Mr. B's house or put a train together or maybe do a crew swap, you gotta get your pepper spray, a taser, or a paintball gun, because you need some way to defend yourself, because this guy, like, my motto is better be safe than sorry. Even if he's all bark no bite, like, it just seems to me his fuse is getting shorter and shorter and shorter every waking moment. Now what I'm gonna do is If any video updates come out of Shawn B space, I can just make a short on TikTok Reels, because otherwise, if I keep holding up this video for updates, it'll be March before you see it, likely. And then, an interesting fact that could help us came from a commenter on the Shawn B page. They said, decided to look through public records for old Shawn. The records don't show his most recent incidents of the last year. He is very well known to the courts and police. 36 incidents, including multiple violations of no contact orders with, well, you know. He likes to drive 55 plus in residential areas, refuses to wear a seatbelt, is very noisy and disruptive to the neighborhood, contempt of court repeatedly, driving on a suspended license. So Shawn has the gall to say the Union Pacific is breaking the law when he's actively breaking the law. He does 55 in a 20, because most residential neighborhoods may have 20, 25 miles per hour as a speed limit, maybe 30. Sometimes it depends on the type of residential area. Like you have like a neighborhood, then it wouldn't be like a busy street, but just a little street with a little more traffic. The speed limit could be 30, but this fool's doing 55 in a 20, 25. And he says the Union Pacific is illegally operating a train, but ain't it illegal to drive with a suspended license? So I want to know, how do you illegally operate a train? Because when the Union Pacific is switching, he says they're operating illegally. Like how? The only way I can see you illegally operate a train is if you operate without a license. I'm quite sure the engineer has to have a license to operate the train. Right? Just like to drive a semi, you need a license to drive a semi truck, right? The only way you could illegally operate a train, I guess, is you don't obey the signals for the train, right? I don't know, but I don't know on what planet would his logic even make any sense. That's what I mean. You know what I'm saying? I'm losing brain cells just thinking about this crap. Okay. So if y'all have any more tea to spill for Mr. Shawn B, then feel free to drop that tea. And also, I happened to find Shawn's Twitter. I found his Twitter, but it's a complete train wreck. And I tried to post some of his screenshots. Some screenshot of his post, and Facebook said that it went against their rules. So like I said, whenever Mr. B is radio silent for enough days, I assume he's been arrested.